Good morning YouTube, and welcome back to the Isle of Man TT. We're up at the Grandstand. There's a weather delay, Saturday morning, and I'm just waiting for the 11 a.m. There's an 11 a.m. weather update, what they're gonna do. So in the meanwhile, I'm back in 360, trying to give you some footage, and we're gonna start the day with a drive past the Grandstand to show you all the bikes that are parked there from visitors. Maybe you spot your own bike. That's the beauty of TT, of course. Outside of racing, it's just open, you know. You can go in the pit lane, sit on the grandstand, park here, take pictures, stand on the podium. That's pretty cool. Don't know if you can do that at the MotoGP. Right, here's all our visitors who are coming up here, hopefully enjoying themselves. So let's start with that, and then, you know, just wait for the 11 a.m. weather update. Don't know what those guys were doing there. So I'm switching back to the 360 today. I know some of you have issues with watching it. It works pretty good on mobile generally, and iPads and things. What I can do is, if there's really a lot of you, I can do normal edits from the 360 footage, because that's the great thing, right? So I might do that. I'm already using it to do a lot of reels and things, so you know. Don't unsubscribe just because I'm posting a few 360s. There will be tons of other stuff as well, and reels, and follow me on Facebook and all that stuff. So, right, while we wait for the weather update, turning left at St. Ninian's here, I'm going to pop down to the car park, have a quick look at the paddock, maybe dyno or something, get you some impressions, and wait for the weather update. And look how busy it is, because racing delays, so everyone goes for, you know, a tour. Can't get closer than that.
Però se vuoi vado a prendere un po'.
I know. He's alright.
Well, let's check out the dyno. The weather update, 30 minutes late, saying that they will try and practice qualify today. So what's gonna happen now is everyone's gonna panic and hop on their bikes and go to the viewing spots. So let's have a wander around all the parked bikes that I showed you from the car, and then probably go and find whatever viewing spot I'm gonna do today. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Down. So right here. Oh yes.
Check that out. Wow. Here's one of the new-ish grandstands. This kind of grandstand was never here before. And was it yesterday or the day before? You know, you can watch for free left and right of it. But obviously right in front of it here, it's fully 3D accessible, right? You see there's no barriers or anything. So some people were standing there, not in the way of the people on the grandstand, because it's quite high up. And one of the G4S security shouted at them not to stand there. Not even politely, just rudely shouted, which, you know, if you don't want people to stand there, put a little barrier there. And of all things, don't shout at people or be rude. I know I'm not their biggest fan, but, you know, anything that I see detrimental to the experience of fans at the TT, I'm very sensitive about it. I want people to have a good time here, and unfortunately G4S has had a few missteps that I heard of, ignoring my thing. I mean, that guy was an idiot, but you know, people shouting at fans on the grandstand, and you know, maybe they need to work a little bit more on the service delivery. Right, we're walking down the return lane. And I'm going to turn left into Nobles Park, and then I'll see you again in the paddock. Let's see. Top-down look of the fan zone. Why not? While I'm walking to the paddock. I actually need to go to the 38th milestone and pick something up. You all know what the 38th milestone is, right? I don't need to explain that. If not, look at my channel, there's a video on it. Where I completely screwed up the audio, but I'll explain it again in a sec when we get there. Alright, let me extend this thing so I can show you the fan zone.
Certainly rare behind that magnificent machine. It's been a good week for the world champions and sidecars, hasn't it? Oh, yeah, what can we say? You know, Tim did a great job and Dave's on form there. It's super, absolutely.
When you can't use a drone, this is the next best thing.
Such a team. I think with the sidecars, it's even close to family, you know.
And then what happened?
See, it's filling up, which is nice. Oh yeah, you do notice that, you know, the kind of 30 years ago, fine, I wasn't here 30 years ago, 20 years ago, but going back even further, you had far more, let's call them hardcore bikers. You know, just people who came here on their bikes who looked like hardcore fans. You know, jeans jackets, all the badges and things. You know, like Axel and Klaus and my German friends who've been coming here for ages. And now you have much more, you know, more mellow, older, less rebellious maybe. Maybe it's the same people, they're just getting older, huh? That could be. I'm getting older. Here's the entrance to VIP. Is it open today? Yes. What's the TT Riders Association? If you are a TT rider, you are permitted to join it. And I think the rules are you have to have started in a TT and made it past the bottom of Bray Hill. Then you're a TT rider, if I remember that correctly. So you can only join the TTRA if you are a rider, but let me show you this. You can join the Friends of the TTRA if you want to support the races. There's the email address if you want to find out more. I'll put it in the description as well. And you can become a member right here if you're at the TT. And the thing is, you know, the government here likes to use the TT to pick themselves up and whatnot, and use it as this big event to make money, but the guys who put on the show are the riders. And if they hit hard times because they crashed or something happened, there's very little support for them actually. You'd be shocked how little support there is. So, you know, consider maybe supporting them. Right, I'm going to pick up the stuff that I have here because I bought a whole box of TT memorabilia. TT bits and bobs, old programs, old newspapers, which is for a yet secret project that you will find out. But what you can do is, if you want something that's, you know, not your usual souvenir, go down to the container down here, 30th milestones, right behind the grandstand. It's hard to miss. They're open every day doing TT. Go there, leave a donation, buy some TT Friends of the TT Riders stuff, or get some, you know, really cool old programs and things what they have. I mean, check this out. 80 years of the TT, 7 to 87. That's just cool to have, you know. It's the kind of thing you can't buy in a shop. So just left them a donation for all this and some of my postcards, so go there and get a postcard. But remember to leave a donation when you get one. And yeah, consider supporting the Friends of the TT Riders Association. Okay, it is 24 minutes to road closure. I wanted to show you a different type of behind the scenes shot. namely how everyone's the pilgrimage to all their viewing spots. So I'm on the road down from, I'm on essentially Broadway. Is that Broadway going up? To St. Ninians. So I'm going to turn left here and then go down Bray Hill towards Quarter Bridge, because I want to try and maybe watch from somewhere down there today. So we're about 50 minutes away from hopefully qualifying today. And I just wanted to show you the shot of, you know, when you drive down Bray Hill where all the people already stand and watch. So you get a feeling of the atmosphere of the place. The weather's nice, the roof comes down. Actually with convertibles my rule is pretty simple. If it's not raining, the roof comes down. Micah tends to disagree with that rule depending on the outside temperature. But you know, that's what a convertible's for. If it's not raining, you go topless. So this is what I mean as well with, you know, last minute, everyone's rushing to their viewing spots. Like, leave good time when you do this. Because there's so many occasions where there are crashes. So many occasions where there are crashes when people rush, you know, last minute. Like today is a prime. I mean, today was a bit, there's nothing you could have done because they left it pretty late announcing the road closures because of the weather. It's not criticism of the organizers. They're just working with what they have weather-wise. So we're at top of St. Ninians. You can see people are already standing there. Roads are still open. You can see on the track here the little camera. And the guy just setting it up so you get some nice footage. So again, I'm just trying to give you a bit of atmosphere, behind the scenes stuff, fans, setup of the whole place. I might actually, so I have 20 minutes until the roads close. And see how far down the track we can go. Famous Bray Hill. The marshals are going to work on the right. Everyone's already on the fence on the left. It's a school normally. Not much schooling happening today. Well, it's weekend anyway. There's the new grandstand thingies here. Not sure we really need them. But I think it's, oh yeah, that's Duke's already. Okay, that's Peter Duke doing his hospitality. Again, this is increasing, and I understand. On one hand, we need to make money, but on the other hand, it's not TT for me. You know, TT is this, you stand at the side of the road. And it's like I told you before in my viewing guides and things. You need to be very early on spots like this. I mean, that's a private place, so someone owns that and invited them. But have a look at the bottom here, bottom of Bray Hill. Where we're going to stop now with the camera running. You get a good look. See how busy that is already. Smile! You see how absolutely packed it is down here. So what you can do is if you turn up last second, bring a ladder, stand at the back. It's a public road. There's the bottom of Bray Hill. Police waiting to close the roads. Here's the compression on the right where the cameras are. This is a good spot as well on the left here. Fewer people go there and you have a nice view of the bikes coming down Bray Hill, like a head-on view. Then of course Argos Leap. And yeah, you get sort of the atmosphere, right, of everyone's getting ready for racing. So we have 19 minutes until the roads close. How far should I try and go? This is the shot of Argos Leap. See the camera team's getting ready. Actually, they have proper cameras for this shot, which is nice. It's the world famous shot of, you know, the bike coming towards you, Argos Leap. That's actually shot from like literally almost 200 meters away on a long lens in someone's front garden. So coming down towards Quarter Bridge. Now the 360 is up on the big stick again. It shouldn't hit any trees because buses go through here. I'm not hired on a bus. See all the scaffolding people sometimes put. Some scaffolds are for marshals and some scaffolds, so this one's for marshals that you see coming up here. But some are for private people. They just put them in the garden, as you're entitled to do. Right. Come on, let's give it a level. Let's drive down to maybe Braddon, Union Mills, see how far we get before we get stuck somewhere. This one's a nice bit as well, down to Braddon Bridge. You have, of course, the big campsite on the right here, so you can fall out of your tent in the morning and straight away have one of the beautiful positions at Quarter Bridge, down Braddon Bridge. Lovely little straight. To your left here, of course, that's the access road, which is only for cars and bikes. You can't walk through there. And what amazes me is we've had this race since 1907, so for way over 100 years now. See, everyone's already at the good spots. So for way over 100 years, right? And this is still the only access road we have to get in and out of the course on a car or a bike. Like, it's crazy when you think about it, right? Cool, we're at Braddon Bridge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Union Mills. This Braddon Bridge, Braddon Church is beautiful. Go here and watch. It's great. I think they charge you about a $5 or something, but I think it goes to the church, so you know, it's all good. So I'm going to go to Union Mills and turn around there, because then you're going out to Glenvine and then I'm stuck on the course until it reopens, which won't be until tonight, which I don't really fancy. I was actually planning to go to Tesco and buy lunch before racing starts. You know, it's sort of mixing everyday life with the racing. It's just like life goes on. If you go to Tesco now, it's going to be as busy as any Saturday because the locals are going shopping. So that's just what you have to keep in mind. I think I'm still good. 15 minutes, all good. Coming for Snugborough. If you need your furniture and stuff, you go there. There's some shops there. See, all the marshals already in position. Over 900 of them. I keep repeating it. If you haven't considered joining, please consider joining. Without marshals, no racing. It's as simple as that. That pub here is also very, very popular. See, they have a scaffold there and people are always there. It's a great spot into Union Mills. This is where we filmed, I think it was Keith Amos' crash. If you find the footage when it was wet here, and the camera team that caught his crash, that was Nick and I. Okay, we're at Union Mills, so I'm going to turn around here. I'm just turning. Don't want to get stuck on the road, it's too far. And we're heading back. So now you see it the other way. I know it's not the most exciting video, but it gives you an idea of the atmosphere. And because 360 video, you can already see it anyway, but I actually wanted to see the little chapel there. So someone was saying, so that's owned, I think, by Braddon Commissioners. And someone was saying they rented it out and it was closed. It used to be always open for watching, like, you know, give a donation. And now, I think for at least 2 of the race days, it's hired out for private hire and you can't go there. Which for something that's owned by the Commissioners is a bit meh. I mean, they're in the right to do it, but I'm gonna get in touch with them because I want to see if I can rent it next year. not for private hire, but to make it free, you know, to make sure that it's not private hire, that it's always open for people. Back in Braddon. For Braddon Bridge, you park up there. Up the road here, there's some little car parks and things, and you can park along the road towards, there's like a trading estate there. So you may have to walk a little bit. Oh, I forgot to mention on the left here is of course the Joey Dunlop. Oh, there's the Manx Road Racing Medical Service. The doctors. We used to have a camera platform here actually on the left. So Joey Dunlop home is, I think it's always booked out years in advance, but you can try it. It's, I think it's for people with disabilities, so it's, you know, it's fully accessible and everything. So if you're in a wheelchair or something and you want to watch, not just watch but stay, check out the Joey Dunlop house. But I think it's like booked way, like ages in advance. Okay, we're just tootling back to Quarter Bridge, and I'll stop after Quarter Bridge and then grab some lunch and then hopefully watch some racing at Quarter Bridge and then see where else. I will try and go up Bray Hill, bottom of Bray Hill. Might do a drive through access road just to show you what it looks like during the racing. But I might not want to have to stick up actually, come to think of it, because I'm next to the track. If it's very, very sturdy, like it doesn't go anywhere, but you never know. You know, I don't want to be the one who causes something bad. Quarter Bridge pub's already closed, unfortunately, for years. It's a great location during racing, but it's, you know, off the beaten track a bit during the year. I don't know why that died actually. Anyway, that's it. So let me get some lunch and then let's see if we see some racing. I'm here for the, well, Superbike Super Stock. If you look behind me, there's a little car park where you can park when you want to watch here. Very popular. If you're on a bike, you're probably okay. If you look to the left, I don't know how it works in 360. Left-ish, left from the road. You see the host media guys getting ready to piece the camera. If you look up on the scaffold, I used to do that job 10, 15 years ago. 2011, 2012. I used to be part of the company that films the TT. We were up on that scaffold. It's a fun job, but I prefer not having the stress of it. Back then it was North One who did it, who are the guys who also do rally and things, so all the cameramen were experts in motorsport, and a really good bunch. And now we have Greenlight, who are a local bunch, who do the fantastic TT Plus. So you can see a bit of behind the scenes how they're set up for the TT Plus coverage. Alright, we're just going to wait. Okay, so we're less than 60 seconds now. I'll just let it run. Once the bikes come, I'm going to go for like just a walk around the crowd. Give you an idea of the atmosphere. As always, I'm not really doing race stuff. I'll just bring you the atmosphere and, you know, what it all looks like. And we go. I'm going to grab a few frames with the other phone for the reels and things. show you a little, crowd behind the scenes. Guys are getting ready to do a piece to camera, obviously. Already filmed this before, but I just noticed that it didn't record. Yay! So have to do it again. Right, I'm gonna go at the back here and extend the pole a bit. I'm well away from the track, so get an interesting angle. Some paramedics ready in case something happens. Quite a few spills at Quarter Bridge. Tires are cold, you're coming into the corner, maybe the road's damp. So to the left you see the access road. Straight on you see the track. And on the left there you see a photographer, and you will notice that he's in a restricted area, which he is allowed to be. So photographers can be in restricted areas, spectators cannot. But of course, if he takes a bike to the face, it's his problem. And at this corner, if a bike loses it, he would have zero chance of getting out of the way. But that's part of the job, that's part of the risk. It's a risk we took as well when we filmed it. We had some camera positions that were absolutely mental. Cool, I think that's all the bikes gone through. So I'm gonna head home and I'm gonna go back out tonight. Maybe show you Governor's Bridge, nice slow corner. Good evening, and what a weird day. So when I left Quarter Bridge, I had a feeling the session might get stopped because of weather, and so it was. And I cancelled the rest of the day because of the weather, because it was foggy and rainy and really miserable. So I'm sure you've seen on TT Plus. This is still Saturday. Look at it, this is the same day. It's 9 p.m. now, pretty much exactly. I saw the beautiful evening light, and I figured it's time for a lap of the course, get some drone footage of the campsites and things, which looks really, really epic. And of course, it's only one way to get back to Douglas, and that is over the one-way mountain. So I'm taking you for another run over the mountain with this epic, epic evening light. Quite a few bikes and cars and things going over, so maybe we can have some fun up there. I mean, I'm not going to have much fast driving fun, but maybe we see some interesting bikes and cars and whatnot. So I literally just drive over the mountain, pretty much shut up, just drive, and that's pretty much all for today. I will do so I've got loads of 360 footage of course now, but I will do maybe of this day, or maybe I'll do a general sort of non-360 edit of all the stuff I have for everyone who struggles with the 360 footage. So don't unsubscribe, I will look after you, and I will make like a special version. Police of course still here, but much quieter now. Okay, so I think I'll literally just shut up and take you over a beautiful evening on the Isle of Man Mountain Road. It is absolutely epic. Epic light, epic sun, epic sunset. The place looking its best. So enjoy a very relaxed drive for Isle of Man standards. Back from Ramsey to Douglas on the one-way mountain doing TT 2025, Saturday, what's this, 31st of May. Switching back to comfort mode, and we'll come back down to the Craigna Bar. That was fun. Very few bikes up there. Like, guys, what's wrong with you? It's a beautiful evening. You should be up there revving the hell out of your machines, like a couple of the guys did. Now, none of the driving, I know there were a couple of overtakes from bikes and things. None of the driving looked dangerous to me. It was totally okay. I saw them. I kept left. When you drive over the mountain, especially in the car during TT, you know, you look as much in the rearview mirror as you look forward, really, because these bikes are so quick. So, you know, it was totally okay. I saw them. There was nothing dangerous there. Just people having good fun on a very empty, dry, sunny, beautiful road. I just wish there were more bikes up there. Guys, what's wrong? Well, it's a nice night, so probably everyone's having dinner and then going to the pub. Right, that's it for tonight. Let's see what tomorrow brings.